Red, red Indies. Shuffle, shuffle. Red Indies. Shuffle.
Superhits 93.5 Red FM rocking listeners, I'm Nipa and this is the first hour of Red Indie Shuffle Northeast Headed. Today, dear friends, I was telling you we are going to be joined by an amazing independent act and it's going to be none other than Suvankar. Yes, Suvankar Mishra, and he goes by his stage name DeepBlue Seas, which is an idea just like the deep oceans are vast in nature and have depth, both very intense emotions but can also be calm and put you in a trance. Well, dear friends, he hopes to achieve the same depth and vastness, raw, intense emotions in his music, that is, he says. And whether it is through his music, he wants to be able to let go of problems or pain, etc., and just connect with his music and relax. So, yes, he says he's a singer-songwriter and an indie alternative rock artist. And his professional music career started in 2014. And he says he got into music because of Linkin Park and had an instant love for the alternative rock and heavy rock and metal music. And in so many years, dear friends, he's heavily inspired by Steven Wilson, who's a solo artist, and Porcupine Tree as well, and Chris Cornell, Alice in Chains. Well, dear friends, I can totally get the grunge vibes. So, dear friends, we are going to get to know him better today. Yes, DeepBlue Seas is going to join us definitely very, very soon. In fact, just after this short break and these songs that I got lined up for you. So, dear friends out there, you don't go anywhere, right? Keep listening to 93.5 Red FM. It's rocking.
Superhits 93.5 Red FM, rocking listeners. I'm Nipa, and I'm very happy to welcome you to Red Indie Shuffle Northeast Hit, another brand new episode. And friends, in today's episode, we are going to be joined by our old favorite. He's a grunge artist, if you remember him from his songs like Lost in Grey, Missing Colors, and then A Last Chance to Go Home. And please help me welcome him back to the show. He's DeepBlue Seas.
Thank you so much, Nipa. Damn, that's an introduction. Thank you so much. How's it going?
All good. Thank you so much. So I hope it's going great with you as well.
It's been an epic few months for sure.
And friends, today also in this episode we are joined by Tejas because they have a collaboration today they're going to speak about. So welcome you. We are very happy to welcome you, Tejas. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Nipa, for having me.
So, let's introduce Tejas a little bit. Let's get to know you, Tejas. Tell us about yourself a little bit, please.
I've also been playing music for a really long time. I'm a musician myself, an indie artist. Just like Suvankar, Mr. DeepBlue Seas, but I haven't released as much music.
Which he should.
Which I will do, but you know how it is. Being an artist, you're very picky about the things you want to release, and so that happens a lot. But I have released a song a couple of years ago now, which feels insane to say. But I did release one song a couple of years ago. It's called Open. It's was my debut. It was a very scary moment in my musical journey, but I wanted to take that step, and I finally took it. And now, thanks to people like Suvankar here, I get to, I've gotten to collab with more artists and put my name out there saying, okay, I'm an artist too, and which is great. And I'm very thankful for Suvankar, for having me on this song.
No, man, it's my pleasure.
Nice. So, keep creating, and you are an artist. There is no doubt. That is why these things come to you. Music, it doesn't have to be anyone and everyone. So I can only say that you're good at it. So all the best, really. Looking forward for a lot more.
Thank you.
So, Suvankar, how has it been otherwise, everything?
I mean, so back in December is when me and Tejas were talking and we were... Because last year, I remember when you were supporting me with the Side B, my last album, I was doing a show right after the release of the album, and I remember you had called me and you were saying, have a great gig and hope the sound check goes well, and that really meant a lot to me. And that gig was co-organized by Tejas as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember we talked about collabing back then, but nothing really happened. And then January, February rolls around, and we had something. I had a chorus basically, and I said, you know what, this is it. And yeah, rest is history. And it's been such a pleasure to work with Tejas. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of saying it, but he's pushed me more than anyone else has, musically and like just mixing, mastering. He's just pushed me to that next level. So I'm really had a lot of fun working on this song.
I'm not sure if you could describe it as fun because the amount of confluence I almost always would throw at Suvankar saying, hey, we gotta fix this, we gotta fix this. I think we need to, or constantly, I think he probably was fed up by the end of it. But I think we're happy with the result.
Yeah.
So, as long as that happens, we're like, okay, this is good enough to, finally just get it out there.
Exactly.
So that was good.
It's really nice. That's very interesting. I mean, how you met Tejas, how you decided on working on things, and of course, I mean, you guys are individuals. I'm sure you have very, very, individual thoughts about everything.
Yes.
So it must have been hard, but good at the same time. And here you are today. Wow. So
Yeah, it's been a long journey for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As soon as Suvankar sent me that little voice, I remember he sent me just this little voice note with just nothing but his guitar and his voice. And I think I instantly called him with like a voice or a video call saying, I have a billion ideas now running through my head because of his voice has always been so captivating to me. It is something when you hear it, on records, but when you hear it live, it's something completely different, which I think obviously not a lot of people have heard because, we still work mostly just in Mumbai, but I think a lot more people need to hear Suvankar's voice. And the amount of emotion that is just flows through that, at least that's how I looked at it or how I perceived it. And the amount of ideas I got just because of his beautiful vocals, it was just insane, just to something that simple or something that, you can't say simple because it was so powerful, that drove the entire song, I think. And it was amazing, just an experience. I don't think I ever had this part of this conversation with Suvankar.
No, but that's really sweet.
This is exactly what went through my head when I first heard his voice.
Nice. Should it have been lost in your voice then? I'm just kidding. But very rare for Suvankar probably to get all these, good thoughts about his voice from you because you have been working. But Suvankar, you're really good, okay? So there you are.
It's such a pleasure to hear this from, because I respect Tejas a lot and what he's not just what he's done for this song, but his music in general. I look up to him as an indie musician. And speaking about our song, the amount of intricacies that are there in this song, what he's brought to the table, and like if I was to show you the DAW, the file, and how many layers there are, it's it's a city, and it's 90% is Tejas, and he's just done so much with synth, piano, guitars, and it all ties in together. It's for the song, and it plays in so well with what I'm trying to say about the song. So
cool. Yeah, so let's talk more. I mean, last thing, congratulations first off.
Thank you so much.
I didn't say that earlier, but congratulations on this beautiful release, both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the lyrics, Suvankar. Did you write? Both of you wrote. What happened? Tell us about it, please.
I started write. So basically, I was in love after a very long time, and it was around Feb when I met this person, and I wrote this chorus, and I was really like, okay, this she is the one, so to say, even though I don't believe in all of that. And I was like, okay, maybe this can work. And being a musician and a hopeless romantic, I started writing, obviously. And and yeah, I sent that chorus to Tejas, and that's where he was like, you know what, we can work on it. And the chorus goes something like, I'm reaching for the stars, get lost in the darkness of the cosmos. It's your light that leads me through this night. I'm lost in your eyes. And a couple of months go by, and it doesn't go the happy direction. It didn't work out, and I was kind of in a very rough space, but got out of it, and I wrote a little more and I sent it to him. And that's when the song really came full circle, where it wasn't a cliche love song, but it was almost like, okay, it's not about this person, but it's about letting love in from all directions, like friends, family, strangers for that matter. And there was this I'll let Tejas obviously explain it from his perspective, what he felt about the song, but there was this melancholic, dark feeling about the song as well, even though it's called Lost in Your Eyes. So I'll let Tejas explain from his perspective what he felt.
Yeah, so usually the way I look at music was, I look at it from a more technical aspect. I like understanding where the melody comes from in terms of, what specific notes are used compared to the chord, and the relation between that note versus the notes in a given chord. And the way I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics as much in terms of what Suvankar has written, but the note choices that he made in his melody and the chords that he'd used and the juxtaposition of just those notes and the chords was just something that I was absolutely overwhelmed by. So it was more of a, obviously I couldn't understand where he's coming from in terms of what he was experiencing at that point in his life. But the emotions in his vocals and the chords that he used was so obvious to me that it felt like, okay, this is I know exactly what you're trying to say. You said enough. I don't need to hear anymore. You said exactly what you need to with your music, and now I can run with it. Lost in your eyes, I have understood what you're trying to say.
Very interesting how it's very beautiful that you guys could come up with this, and sorry Suvankar, it didn't work out, but I think it's all about accepting whatever it is, and see, you have a beautiful song now, looking at the brighter side.
It's like my therapist said, you can't force somebody to love you, but you can still love them from afar.
Yeah, and it'll be very much nicer when it just comes naturally. So you will know it when it does. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's look side to side always.
Definitely.
Yeah, Suvankar. So all the best, and also visualizations. Would you speak about the artwork, and is there a video coming out?
Artwork. We definitely cannot skip on the artwork. So
absolutely not.
So we were short on, like, when I say short, we had about a week before putting it out for distribution. And because the mixing mastering process was so hardcore, we didn't have time to think about the artwork. And we were so short on time, I reached out to Tejas saying, hey dude, like, what do we do about the artwork? And music video we'll think about later. And let's think about the artwork. And he said, I have a friend, Himani. She does artwork. He sent me some work from her, and I was like, okay, cool, let's get in touch with her. And we gave her the idea. Tejas, explain how you explained the artwork to me.
Yeah, that was a bit bizarre. We were just, throwing out ideas just to see what sticks and what can bring out. The idea behind what Lost in Your Eyes is, and the only thing that would keep popping into my head was Lost in Your Eyes. But the way the song is written is in such a way that you are lost in their eyes, but it's the emotion of it all is almost dead, even though it's very powerful. So we wanted something like that will capture, almost a strangeness of a very specific emotion that is a very common emotion that most of us have. Yeah. But we also wanted to throw it away from a fact that, okay, this is not something that is, it's a bit strange. It should be a bit strange because the way the music is and the way it was written is all a bit strange.
Yeah.
So the way we thought of it was, just like picturing like, just a dead body amongst flowers and the blossoming of flowers. And just some like and the centerpiece
Ice.
of the beautiful flower arrangement is a dead body, of whatever a metaphor of having the person or the idea of the person as the centerpiece and the beautiful love around it, which is the flower. That was the idea that we were thinking of. And we just gave this idea to Himani and she just ran with it. She just absolutely ran with it and she knew exactly what we needed.
Nailed it. Nailed it. In the first try, she nailed it.
Right.
Yeah, wow, that's really nice.
It's a huge shout out to Himani.
Yeah, you met Himani, big shout out, and it really feels so nice when, you're happy with what you get, and, because what happens sometimes is that if it's not what you need, you keep on working and working, and you'll never be happy with it,
Absolutely.
So it has happened many times, so I'm so glad that you met her, and yeah, it worked out totally beautifully how, the idea, the artwork, the song, everything.
Absolutely.
So kudos to both of you, Tejas and DeepBlue Seas, really.
Thank you so much, Nipa.
And also, we've spoken earlier, grunge is also about, glorifying, beautifying, everything.
Yeah.
That is sad because it is a part of our life and it is about acceptance. And, we've spoken that it's really pretty that you can bring out this so well in your songs. So keep doing that, really.
Thank you so much, Nipa, for sure. It's all about going through life, but also because everybody goes through, I feel, the same shit that we all deal with, but in a different package. And
yeah, exactly. So the feeling you were saying about that thing is so dead inside you. You really want to get rid of it, but
exactly.
It's not that easy, and you're still hoping for that love, that beautiful thing that you had with that same person to come back, but it's never going to happen because there's so much kachra that happened. You cannot go back to understanding again.
Exactly.
So
you're spot on with that.
Yeah. So I can totally relate to the song. Very nice. Lost in Your Eyes. Friends, you have to check it out. And also, DeepBlue Seas and Tejas, if people want to find you and your songs, where can they get in touch with you?
So for me,
just on, I think on, sorry. Go on.
So for me, it'll be at the DeepBlue Seas all over the socials, and Tejas.
I'm just Tejas Bailur, but on Spotify, Instagram, I have my. You can just type Tejas Bailur, but it's Melotronaut. That's about it. And my song Opal is out.
You guys should check out his song Opal.
It's been out for a few years now. My only song, my debut.
And I
Hopefully
love
there's
it.
more to come, but that's about it.
For sure. Why not? You keep creating. We'll always be here in the listening end, and I hope you get a lot more inspiration. Then don't overthink our fake pages because I think I got it that you have a lot more songs in your pocket, but you don't want to release them. So you might sell. I'll just say that.
Right.
And he's performed these songs
live.
live.
Right. We have. I mean, there's a. I'm working on trying to get a band together. It's called Plin Plin Plon. We're working on it. We had one live show in Mumbai, but we're trying to make this more of a thing. We're definitely working on getting all those songs out too.
Sure, please do. And also like DeepBlue Seas also, you keep creating?
Definitely. This is just the start. I mean, this is the second single for the upcoming album, and this is really sonically different because I have a lot of demos lined up for the album. I wish I could share them, but goddamn, this is so different, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. And what is the album called? When do you think you're going to release it, and how many tracks do you think it's going to have?
As of now, I'm still in the working phases of creating the whole album. Right now, I have like 10 demos ready, and there's no name for the album, but there's a lot of working titles, so I'm still working on it, and let's see what happens. But this is the album that has the most collabs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, looking forward. And before we go, DeepBlue Seas and Tejas, if you have a message, for all the listeners listening to us right now, would be great.
I'm just. I just hope you guys listen to the song. Just if there's any, even a slight any emotion at all that you can connect to, I mean, that would be fantastic. I think that's all. I think that's every artist's hope. That is some person just connecting to even a little glimpse of an emotion that we feel, and I think that makes it all for us. So I just hope that is something that can be achieved through this release.
Definitely, yeah. For everyone listening right now, I'm sure because everybody falls in love and it doesn't work out. It is you long for something, you're longing for that, but it doesn't work out, and there's this emptiness that's left behind after that. But don't give up on love, not for another person but for yourself also, and let that door, don't close the door, let that door just stay slightly open and let love keep coming in from all directions. And I'm saying that to myself as well right now, and things will fall in place soon, someday. And like they just said, please listen to the song.
It's pretty. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tejas and Suvankar, today for joining us here in our show.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Nipa.
So now, last thing, we have to say, it's rocking. That is our tagline. I'll say 93.5 Red FM. Both of you together, you say, it's rocking, okay?
Awesome.
93.5 Red FM.
It's rocking.
It's rocking.
Red Indies Shuffle, shuffle. Red Indies Shuffle.
Superhits 93.5 Red FM rocking listeners. I'm Nipa on this second hour of Red Indie Shuffle Northeast Edit, and today we spoke with Suvankar Mishra, this amazing independent artist who goes by the stage name DeepBlue Seas. And yes, he's a singer-songwriter and indie alternative rock artist, and he started his professional musical career since 2014. And he says, just like the deep oceans are vast in nature and have depth, he wishes to be able to let go of problems and pains and just connect with his music and relax, and be able to achieve the same depth and vastness through his music. So I hope that you definitely enjoyed his session today, dear friends. I definitely did. I definitely had a great time speaking with the DeepBlue Seas, and thank you so much, DeepBlue Seas, once again for being a part of this show. Yeah.
Red Indies Shuffle, shuffle. Red Indies Shuffle.